What's up, guys? Come on in, welcome to our home. So as you guys come into our entryway, the first thing that you're gonna notice and that I wanna point out is our air purifier. And this isn't just an air purifier, this is actually an air scrubber. This is Jasper, and this is by far the highest quality air scrubber that you can get on the market. This thing is basically the Cadillac of air purifiers on the market. And you're gonna see these throughout the house. We have a few different air purifiers throughout the house, but this is important because it's been reported that indoor air quality can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air quality. And it might surprise you to know that poor air quality combined both indoor and outdoor is actually the second leading risk factor of death, right behind high blood pressure. And believe it or not, poor air quality actually is attributed to killing more than 8 million people every single year globally. So investing in a high quality air purifier is one of the best things that you can do to make your house more non-toxic, because anytime I'm cooking food, it's releasing toxins into the air, and my Jasper here goes crazy. It starts revving up, you can hear it, it's red, and that is basically picking up all the toxins, the PM 2.5 in the environment. If you don't have any kind of air purifier in your home, your lungs are the purifier, your lungs are the filter. If you guys think about it, our home is kind of one giant Tupperware container. Humans used to live outdoors in nature all the time, but now we seal our homes off, and it's completely sealing in any kind of toxins, whether that's cooking, mold, or off-gassing of furniture. But air, we're immersed in air 24/7, you can't escape it. So if there's one massive change that you can invest in to make your home more non-toxic, it's getting an air purifier. It doesn't have to be this one, this is just the one that I recommend. And anything that I'm talking about here in our house, you can probably find it down in the description below. So as we move on over here to the kitchen, the kitchen is really, has the potential to be the most toxic room in the entire house because of the water quality, the cleaning products, everything like that, the lighting, the pots and pans. This is our coffee setup, and it's not considered like a non-toxic coffee setup, although we do try to use maybe glass when we can, so we're not, using plastic like a Keurig or aluminum that kind of gets filtered through the plastic K-cups. Really, I'm just doing a Chemex, which is glass, and then we have these unbleached paper filters. And then when it comes to, the actual water quality itself, it's a stainless steel on the inside. We just use the gooseneck kettle. And then our water quality over here with the AquaTrue, I can talk about that in a little bit, but I'm using filtered water. I'm adding minerals back into it, so it's removing all the pollutants that are coming through the tap, adding it in there. But if you're wondering about the Breville, this actually probably has plastic parts in there, but I'm such a coffee connoisseur of types. That's one trade-off that I'll make because I love high quality coffee. I love making espresso based drinks, lattes. So that's one little trade-off that I'll have. But for the most part, we're using a glass Chemex or a French press or something along those lines, but really trying to avoid, a Keurig machine. That's really what we're about. Moving on over, most of our glassware is gonna be glass or ceramic. And we're really not using plastic as much as we can. It's really just gonna be glass and ceramic based utensils and cookware. So that's maybe one of the easiest things that you can do that's gonna make the biggest difference, is just removing plastics wherever you can find them in your house and switching to glass or ceramic or silicone based cookware. We also have here, I wasn't gonna point this out, but I'll show you guys this just because, but this is called a Somavedic. And this is a really kind of unique product that we've been using for about 2 years now, but this actually helps to limit Wi-Fi exposure in the house, and it also can structure your water as well. So it just sits right here, plugs in, and then usually every morning I have a mason jar full of water that I'll sit right here that's been filtered by our AquaTrue, and it actually structures the water, making it more like spring water and more hydrating. But speaking of water, we've been using AquaTrue. We just fill up the back tap here. This is reverse osmosis. You just fill this back tap up with water, tap water, and then it's gonna run through 3 different types of filters, and that's going to remove pretty much everything in the tap water. It's not gonna leave very much pollutants in there at all, because tap water is full of chlorine, fluoride, pharmaceutical drugs. And if you go to ewg.org/tap water, you can see your city's tap water. You can enter your zip code. There's so many different pollutants inside tap water, and every city is a little different, but this is gonna remove all that. So this picture here is completely filtered pure drinking water. We actually use that for most everything. whether that's soups, whether that's coffees or teas, or even this ice machine here. We don't use the typical crushed ice or cubed ice that's gonna come out of the fridge. We put this in here because my wife, she likes ice water, so it just makes it fun. And when we're doing our ice lattes, that's the type of ice we use, and it's all filtered from the AquaTrue. We also have a different AquaTrue model down here. This is the AquaTrue Classic. We had this for a few years before we switched to using the AquaTrue Carafe. This one just fits our lifestyle a little better. It's a little bit smaller, but this AquaTrue Carafe is better for larger families. So if you have maybe 3 or 4 or more family members in your house, the Classic is the way to go. But for us right now, doing the Carafe is the best way to go. And we like that it has the glass pitcher on the front. The next thing in the kitchen, and this is probably maybe the biggest one for most people, cleaning products. Cleaning products is the #1 thing. There's a term called toxic load. And basically this is the accumulation of toxins can build up throughout your body. A little bit of plastic here, or a little bit of bleach there, or a little bit of environmental toxin exposure there, or a personal care product here might not harm you, but it's the daily accumulation of these things over time. So what we use a few different types of cleaning products, and really we use 2 main ones, and this is the same with our laundry room, we'll get to in a minute. But this is Truly Free. We use their everyday cleaner, we use their heavy duty degreaser, and we use their dishwasher scrub as well. This is just a Truly Free dishwasher powder that we have here in this glass jar. And so that's pretty much what we're using regularly. We also use Branch Basics. This is my favorite, the concentrate. We put this in, an all-purpose solution. So I think is it just water? And yeah, so it's just water and the concentrate, and that's what we use to clean our countertops. We also have a fruit and veggie wash that I don't think we really use. I don't use fruit and veggie wash, but pretty stocked up on the concentrate by Branch Basics. That and Truly Free are pretty much our go-tos. But if you guys aren't using Truly Free or Branch Basics, you can get a lot done with just a little bit of baking soda and vinegar and water solution. You can get a ton done with that, and really cheap and cost effective too. But if you guys wanna know what certifications to look for, I talk about that all in my non-toxic home guide, linked in the description below. It lays out the certifications and everything that we're talking about here inside of our home. Just click that link in the description and download your guide and check it out. The next thing, and this might be just as big as your cleaning products, because you're cooking food on these are your pots and pans. We have a wide variety of many different pots and pans, whether that is a non-stick ceramic coated, or a stainless steel or cast iron, or even titanium. We have a nice titanium one here from our place. But we use a few different types of pots and pans, and really it's just gonna come down to avoiding the typical Teflon non-stick coated pans. If you can invest in just one high quality set of non-stick pans, that's gonna make a world of difference in your health. There's 2 different companies that I recommend, Our Place and Caraway. They are by far the best companies that have been doing this for the longest, and they're putting out amazing quality non-stick products that actually work, and they look pretty good too. So I mean, we have a few different types of pots and pans here. This is Caraway. It matches the aesthetics of our place. They have many different colors. That's just one of their non-stick pans. We also have cast iron. This is just Lodge. You just wanna make sure that that stays seasoned properly. I like to use a nice tallow to season my cast iron skillets, but we use those when we're making maybe like a soup or sourdough bread. My wife loves to bake sourdough products, so we'll use that for anything sourdough related. And then really just a couple other Caraway products and Our Place products, but that's typically what we're using on a pretty regular basis. Check this one out, guys. I really gotta show you this, but these 3 light bulbs right here, I'm gonna dim them for you real quick. These are incandescent light bulbs. You can turn them on and off. But lighting, that is the #1 thing that I think a lot of people, that's like the most underrated thing in the house. We talked about air quality, we talked about pots and pans, water, cleaning products, but lighting. Guys, just like you can have junk food and you can eat an unhealthy diet, there's also junk light and you can have unhealthy lighting. Incandescents are the original light bulb that Thomas Edison invented, 150, 200 years ago. That is a different type of light than the typical LED lights. Have you ever walked into a room, a home, a business building, and the lights just drain you? Well, those are probably LED or fluorescent light bulbs, and these are more of a full spectrum light that actually replicates sunlight. So if you're looking to get more natural sunlight in your life without actually going outdoors to get it, bringing more incandescent light bulbs can help you to do that. These are from a company called Health Lighting. It's linked in the description below. We've had these for maybe 4, 5, 6 months now. These are in our kitchen, they're down in our gym. I'll talk a little bit more about them when we go down to our home gym and show you the lighting there. But if there's one thing that you can upgrade other than maybe your air quality, your water quality, it would definitely be the lighting in your home, because that can make a big impact on your energy levels, your sleep quality at night, and a host of other things. There's 2 more things I want to show you in our kitchen, and they're pretty simple swaps that you can make literally today that can make a big difference. Glass storage containers for your leftovers is one of the best things that you can do. You avoid plastics, you're helping the environment. There's a host of reasons to switch to glass, and it's relatively cost effective. Like, it doesn't cost much to just replace plastic Tupperware. Throw those out, they're not serving anyone. Recycle them, better yet, recycle them and switch to glass, because that's just gonna help you, help your food. You're not leaching microplastics or nanoplastics in your food. The second thing that also has to do with plastics, this is ditching plastic cutting boards. And guys, going to wood cutting boards, we have a ton of these up here, and I put out a video a few years ago about the dangers of using plastic cutting boards. Just by, chopping on plastic cutting boards, you're leaching millions, if not billions, of microplastics and nanoplastics into your food. And we know there's a host of health issues that are coming with microplastics. But switching to wood cutting boards and making sure you're cleaning them properly with the cleaning products that we talked about and just sanitizing them, this can make a world of difference. So when you can go more all natural with your cutting boards, just switch to wood, make a big difference. Guys, we had to take a brief intermission because our newborn was getting a little fussy. That's just, pros and cons of working from home, but check this out. My wife is our videographer, and she's filming me, and now she's wearing him, and filming me. So give her some shout outs and some props in the comment section below. But if you guys are not yet subscribed to this channel, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button below. Really appreciate it. And now let's get back to the content. The next thing, now that we're out of the kitchen, now we're in the mudroom. Guys, shoes. Wearing your shoes inside your house. There was just a study that came out that found that over 90% of shoes, the bottom of shoes, have traces of E. coli and other substances on them. So one of the best things that you can do is just have people take their shoes off when they enter the house. And guys, if you found a polite way to ask people to take their shoes off when they come into your home, please let me know in the comment section below, because we have not found a polite way to do it. I mean, you can just ask somebody, but is it polite? I mean, just let me know in the comment section below. But having people take your shoes off when they come in is one of the biggest game changers that you can make. So that's a pretty simple way to just cut back on all the toxins coming into your home, especially with pets. And now that we have a baby boy who's gonna be crawling here soon, and our pets coming in and walking all over the floor, like, we don't want them, they're much lower to the floor than we are. So they could be breathing those in and really touching those with their hands and paws. So we don't want that getting into their bodies, especially, traces of whatever's on the bottom of shoes. It's one thing to be out in nature and bringing in good microbes, good probiotics that pets usually do if they're out in nature. But if you're walking with your shoes on the cement jungle of New York City, different cities, concretes, and you're bringing in all of those toxins, that's completely different than if you're bringing in microbes and probiotics from nature. So just asking people to take their shoes off when they come in, and just having, shoes right here might be a sign for people to take their shoes off when they come in. Now we're here in the main living space, and honestly, this space is not too special of a place. This is an open concept house that we live in. So the air quality is already being filtered by Jasper that we talked about at the beginning. So there's not too much to talk about in here, except for one thing. And this is a basket of red light glasses, blue light blocking glasses that we really keep here in this living space. That way, if anybody wants to use them, they can. These are something that we've been using for, I think 2015 or 2016 is when I first started using them. So going on a decade of using these. So why would you want to use blue light blocking glasses? Well, we talked about lighting earlier, but really the main living space, especially at night for most people, that's where you're going to get a lot of junk light from your TV, from the overhead lights. It's going to be a lot of bright blue and white lights that can really interrupt your sleep quality. If you're struggling with sleep, staring at bright TVs at night after the sun goes down, that is signaling to your body that the sun is still up, that it's still daylight, that your cortisol is going to be elevated. So if you're looking for ways to boost melatonin, to lower cortisol, to get better sleep, to actually digest your food a little bit better, wearing blue light blocking glasses like these bright red glasses here that's going to block out all that blue light, the TV light, the overhead light, you put these on at night, literally no blue light, no bright light can get in. So you're signaling to your biology that this is like fire. This is almost as similar to what fire would be, a very dark red or an orange color. So that way, that's really the tones that you're getting when you're sitting here watching TV at night. You can still watch your shows, you can still watch football, you can still watch your games, just maybe throw on a little bit of blue light blocking glasses at night. So that's another thing you can do. So in addition to all the natural lighting that we have, you can or can't control that. We also have some plants in this house. Honestly, we could probably use a little bit of more plants, but that's just a way to put a little bit more oxygen into your air, reduce some carbon dioxide, and just make things look a little bit better. You know, when you're staring at green, you're staring at nature, it's always a good thing to have. Guys, as we move in here into the master bedroom, this is my wife and I's bedroom and our baby boy's bedroom currently. He's only a couple months old. But there's a few things in this room that I really want to point out. This is really our sleep sanctuary, and this is where we all spend a third of our lives. So if you can really dial in this room, this can make a big impact. And there's 4 to 5 things that I really want to point out in here that really we're intentional about in designing a safe, healthy, and non-toxic home. The first thing is air quality. You guys see we have another Jasper in here. This is not just for us, but this is also for our baby boy. His lungs are breathing at a faster rate, so he's breathing in more air per breath than we are. And so kids and infants, babies, are more susceptible to poor air pollution than adults are. But one thing you'll notice about this Jasper in here is that I have it on dark mode, and you can press this light button and it'll turn on, or you can press the light button and it'll turn off. That really helps because we don't want bright lights when we're sleeping. So that's one feature I really like about Jasper. The next thing is light quality. Check this out, guys. So we have more of these red light bulbs. These are incandescent red light bulbs that we have. It looks really cool at night. Our neighbors probably think we're doing something crazy in here, but these are our red light bulbs that we have on at night to reduce blue light exposure. When we get up with him at nights, we have these red lights on, or just warmer lights in general. It helps us to, you know, not be wide awake. It helps us to not stress as much. It's a much more inviting time at night. When we're falling asleep, these are on as well, and then we just turn them off right before we go to bed. Talking about lighting, we have as much natural light in here as you can get, but people have neighbors, we have some neighbors, they have bright lights. So we have these shades, these blinds that come down, and these are blackout blinds. And we have these all throughout our room. And so these do a really good job at blocking out any junk light, any street light that is coming from the outdoors, whether that is other people's houses, street lights, or anything like that. So then our room is literally pitch black at night. You can't see virtually anything. We have pretty much no lights on in here. So if filtering out all the outdoor light and having no lights on in here, that's really keeping our sleep environment pretty serene. So recommend checking these out. This is a brand called Levelor, I believe, and they're from Lowe's. You can check those out. So in addition to air quality, lighting, blocking out the outdoor lighting using the blackout curtains, we also don't have any technology per se in our bedroom. We don't have a TV. We don't have anything like that in our bedroom because really the bedroom is just for 1 or 2 things, you know, sleeping and bonding. We'll just leave it at that. But we don't have any technology here in our room. We don't want to have bright lights on at night. We don't want to have stack of bills or anything next to our bedside. We want this to be a place that we come and associate with getting good sleep. So we made that switch what feels like a decade ago of just having no technology. We don't even keep our phones here in our room. We're not having phones in here. We're not sleeping with our phones next to our bed. We keep that in the kitchen on a phone charger typically. Also, the last thing that I want to talk about here in our bedroom when it comes to having a non-toxic sleeping space is the bedding itself. We use everything Nature-Pedic. Our mattress, our sheets, everything, our duvet cover, our pillows, everything on here is from Nature-Pedic. This is by far the best. We've tried a few different brands and companies over the years, but we keep coming back to Nature-Pedic. They have honestly the nicest, best certifications that you can look for when it comes to bedding. They're actually the first ever EWG verified mattress to become EWG verified. And so we use them for everything. We highly recommend them. Our son even has a Nature-Pedic mattress in his nursery that we're gonna talk about here very soon and show you that entire nursery. So if you're looking forward to that, stay tuned for that. But Nature-Pedic is not only GOTS and Gold certified, they are Green Guard Gold certified. They have all the certifications that you wanna look for when it comes to sleeping in serene, peaceful, non-toxic bedding, because we are spending a third of our lives in our bed, so we might as well make it a non-toxic one. Because typical bedding is gonna be made of polyester, which is plastic. We don't wanna be sleeping in plastic. It's also gonna have flame retardants and other toxic chemicals on there. We don't wanna be sleeping in that type of bedding, especially since we're spending a third of our lives in there. So I highly recommend checking out Naturepedic. You can find them linked in the description below. Real quick, check this out. This is our closet, but a lot of what I've been switching to lately, what I'm wearing now, this is 100% organic cotton, but most people are wearing polyester clothing, whether it's 10% or 100% polyester. I'm trying to switch more to organic cotton or just cotton in general. And that's typically what I have here. Cotton pants, cotton shorts, more cotton shorts, cotton underwear, plenty of different styles like that. So I know it's not optimal to switch entirely over, and that's not, the goal isn't to be perfect, but if you can switch slowly over to wearing more cotton, because not only are you sleeping in bedding that, is a third of your life, but you're wearing clothes pretty much 24/7. Typically, we don't want to be wearing plastic basically. So switch over to organic cotton when you can, but that's what I'm trying to do here. Guys, if you follow me into our bathroom next, this is also a main room that can be filled with toxins. I mean, women, before they leave the house, they leave the house with more than 270 government recognized carcinogens every single day before they leave the house because of all the personal care products that they put on their body. So I'll show you what we use, but typically I'm using a company called Alligator Naturals. This is what I have out here on my counter. Their moisturizer, their cleanser, their serums, their clay mask, everything like that. It's typically what I'm using every single day. I'm not trying to put on a ton of different chemicals. This is literally just like earth-made, really good superfood ingredients in here. We also have some of their clay masks that we use pretty much once to twice a week on a good week. Sometimes we go a month without using this, but on a good week, we're fully stocked up on this. Actually, I didn't even realize we had 3 of them, but we have plenty of these that we like to use. You can find those linked in the description below as well. Guys, you can even find non-toxic whitening strips. So these are Lumino, I believe is how you say it, but non-toxic whitening strips that use good ingredients. I believe coconut derived water, coconut, Dead Sea salt, and then a couple essential oils. So you can even find non-toxic whitening strips if you look hard enough for it. But that's typically what we're using. Deodorant, this is Just Ingredients deodorant. Just started using this one here, this magnesium deodorant for men. Like this, it has a good like woodsy scent to it, I guess you could say. And then if you follow me here into our toilet room, what you're gonna see is 2 things. So we have a squatty potty. We have 3 of these in our 5 toilets throughout the house. We definitely need a couple more for guests when they come. But squatty potty for sure to get yourself into the proper pooping etiquette, and then a bidet. So if you had, let's just say if you had poop on any other part of your body, on your arm, you would not just wipe it off with toilet paper, you would use some sort of water. So we have an actual built-in bidet, but you can get one on Amazon probably for like 30 bucks and just install it to your toilet. So recommend getting a bidet and a squatty potty to help out your bathroom etiquette. If you follow me here into our shower, we have 2 different shower filters. These are from AquaTrue. We have the polished chrome. We like these. They actually just launched these a little bit ago, and we really like these because we've tried another brand before and it didn't really quite work out that well. But these ones seem to be working out extremely well. They're NSF certified. If you're searching for a shower filter, really make sure that it's NSF certified. That way it's actually removing all the things that it says it's removing. So you can always save $50 off when you use my link in the description below. Your skin is your largest organ, so if you're not gonna be drinking those chemicals, why would you want them on your skin, right? So if you're struggling with dry hair, dry scalp, or anything like that, and you want your hair to become a little bit more lively, or just to avoid all the toxins that are coming through tap water, definitely invest in a couple of good shower filters like we have. Guys, follow me into my laundry room. Oh, but first I wanna show you right here in our guest bathroom, this hand soap. This is a Branch Basics hand soap that we use, really good quality stuff, so we use that here. So into our laundry room, really keep this super simple. I do wanna point out though, this Tinaco, this has been a game changer for us. This is basically a vacuum and a mop, and 2-in-1. So we run this all over the floor. This comes with a pretty toxic cleaning product that we don't use in it. We actually use the Branch Basics concentrate that I talked about a little earlier in the video. So we just put a little bit of capful in that with water, AquaTrue water, because we don't want tap water all over our floor. So we do AquaTrue water in this. We just fill this top right here, and then we put a capful of the Branch Basics concentrate in there, and then that's what cleans our floors. So it's super simple and it works really well, and it actually gets a lot of dirt and grime off the floors. Even though we don't wear shoes in the house, somehow dirt, I mean, we have 2 dogs, dirt's always kind of getting in on our floor somehow. But come in here a little bit and I'll show you the rest of our laundry goods that we have. We have a few different types of Oxy Boost, so it gets, you know, the white's whiter and maybe get some stains out. But we typically use the Truly Free or the Branch Basics. Honestly, they're both the same and they work really extremely well. And it's not bleach, it's not harmful ingredients. These are both really, really good ingredients. We also use a few different types of laundry wash. Lately, we've been using Truly Free. And what's really cool about them is that you not only get your laundry wash, but they're super cost effective, but they also send you these refillable packets that you can just refill, fill it up with water. You get this solution, like a concentrated solution, fill it up with water, and then you wash your clothes and they smell good. They have a few different types of scents. They have an unscented version, which I like. I don't like my clothes smelling very strong, so I usually go with the unscented version, but they send you these packets every month, which makes it really nice. Other types of laundry wash that we have, we go with, this is Molly Suds. This is a baby laundry detergent for a little boy. Then we have Zoom. We've been using this one over the years, and this Ecos brand as well. And so just a few other types of things. This is a Molly Sud stain remover, and then the Truly Free odor and stain eliminator, because we have dogs and our son throws up a little bit. So depending on what happens, you gotta have a little bit of stain remover that's not toxic. All right, guys, this is our son's non-toxic nursery. And honestly, this is probably the most intentional room that we designed in our entire home, because like I was talking about earlier, in our bedroom, you know, babies and kids and infants, they are much more susceptible to toxins than we are as adults. They're breathing in more toxins per liter when they breathe in. Their skin is much more permeable. It's just easier for toxins to get into their little bodies and wreak havoc. So we really wanted to make this space as safe and healthy for him as we could. So everything from the furniture to the mattress, to the clothing, to the diapers, to the personal care products, to the air quality, to the lighting, this is all a safer and healthier and less toxic environment that people should be raised in, especially kids. When it comes to furniture, there's a specific certification you want to look for. It's called Green Guard Gold Certified. So this rocker that we have here, the crib, the dresser, these are all Green Guard Gold certified. So they're not going to off-gas any harmful chemicals. The wood, this material, this linen style material, this isn't going to be off-gassing any toxins. They weren't made with any toxins on them, so it's not gonna have any off-gassing. So you wanna look for Green Guard Gold certified. When it comes to his mattress, this is a Nature-Pedic mattress. This is a 2-stage breathable crib mattress. And what makes it 2-stage is that now that he's an infant, it's actually a little bit more firm on this side. And when he gets a little bit older, you can flip it over and it's a little bit less firm. It's a little bit more relaxed and easier to lay on. And so we really, really like that. It has all the proper certifications that Nature-Pedic is known for. For his crib sheet, we have a muslin fitted crib sheet, super soft, not treated with any chemicals. This is also from Nature-Pedic. His baby monitor is also non-Wi-Fi. It just plugs in and it's not giving off any Wi-Fi signal. So you don't need to worry about any Wi-Fi related toxicity, if you will. This is his changing station. Kind of like I mentioned earlier, everything that we have from the diapers is all non-toxic or a safe brand to have. From the wipes, this is another muslin crib sheet on his diaper changing pad here. All of his clothes, I wouldn't say all of his clothes, but a majority of his clothes are either like a nice bamboo, a viscose bamboo or organic cotton material, or if they're not, they're just fun clothes that every baby should have. You know, it doesn't need to be perfect. Personal care products, we have a bunch of different types here. Also in his bathroom, we have a bunch of different types of personal care products that are baby safe, non-toxic, certified. And if you guys are having kids yourself and you really wanna know how we designed our own non-toxic nursery for our son, we put together a non-toxic baby guide just for you. It has everything that was on our registry inside this guide. It also goes over all the certifications, everything you need, how to shop on a budget. And if you guys wanna check that out, it's completely free. It's linked in the description below. you can definitely check that out so you can design your baby's own nursery kind of the way we did. All right, guys, next up we have our loft area, and there's two different things I want to show you about this space, but this is my wife and I's shared kind of home workspace that we have. So this is where we just do a little bit of work when we both work from home, so we need to watch our son a little bit. So the next thing, if you follow me over here, this is our library where my wife and I've read a lot of different books on nutrition, fitness, personal development, finances, relationships, a ton of different style of books, and we have them all right here. So really this is just kind of our area to come read, relax, work, and just chill a little bit. Now we have our home office. This is where my wife and I, again, we share another kind of home workspace. My wife is a dietitian. She works with a ton of patients. So this is where she has that privacy to do that. But I also record, you might recognize this background. I record a ton of videos. And one thing I did want to show you guys is I have a walking treadmill where I usually, when I'm working, whether that's a Zoom call or just something along those lines. So between that and then a stand-up desk, that's just a way to really help optimize your home workspace, because most of us, 90% of us, probably work indoors at a desk setting. So if you can actually get a standing desk or just, stack some boxes up and also start walking a little bit while you're doing it, that can be a great way to not only get in more steps, but really just keep your hips loose and prevent some low back injuries and everything like that. Just a few more rooms to show you in the house, but this is our downstairs movie room. There's honestly nothing too special about this other than we have a guest bedroom that is also with a non-toxic organic bedding that when guests come over, we like them to sleep in organic bedding when they can, and a nice quality Saatva mattress as well. That's a non-toxic organic bedding. It's Lumen Leaf by Saatva is that bedding. So highly recommend checking out them as well. They're a good brand. But the only thing that I would really change down here is just getting an air purifier, whether that's Jasper or Air Doctor down here. We don't have one of those yet down here, but that's something we're looking into. But I do want to show you our home gym and a few specific things about this that really make it a better quality home gym. This here is our home gym, and as you can see, it's pretty dark. That's because there's no windows in this room at all. It's a room inside of our home. But the one thing that I did want to point out is the lighting. It's dark because we have 60-watt incandescent light bulbs. Those same watts that were in our kitchen, these are also here in our home gym. So when we were working out, we had these bright LED lights that actually came in the home, and they were too bright. When you were laying on the bench pushing that barbell up, it actually was annoying. You got headaches, you got eye strain. It just wasn't enjoyable to work out. So now that we have these lights installed, it's a little bit darker in here, and it's not as dark as it might look on the camera, but it's actually a really nice environment when you're in here. And when you're working out, this is replicating a little bit of sunlight. Like I said, these are 60-watt incandescent light bulbs, and 60 watt just means it's a little bit low, it's a little bit dimmer. So if we were to get 100-watt or 150 or 200-watt light bulbs, it would be much more bright in here, which we might do in the future, but they would still be incandescent and they would be a much better environment to have. But otherwise, a home gym is a home gym. You're coming in here to sweat, you're coming in here to better yourself. The only thing that I would personally add to this is maybe an air purifier, because it does tend to get a little bit stuffy. But now that we adjusted the lights, that's really the only other thing. We do use these horse stall mats that you can get from Tractor Supply. These are a rubber material. Honestly, they're probably not the best thing in here, and that's something that maybe in the future we could work on installing some more non-toxic flooring. But again, like I had with my coffee upstairs, like that's a simple trade-off that we're willing to have. Typically I'm wearing socks in here and I'm working out, whether in shoes or socks or something like that. But that's really the only other thing in here. It's just a nice space that we can come work out in. Guys, I want to show you our collection of red light therapy devices. This one here is from EMR Tech. This is probably the biggest one and the nicest one that I have, but this is a bunch of different types of red light. They have a few different types on here: near infrared, far infrared, red light, just a bunch of different types. But the thing that really makes this one cool is that it also has UVA and UVB for vitamin D production and all the other benefits that UV gives you. But you can use these at different times. So you have just the UV options. You can do just UVB, you can do just UVA, and you can do just the red light therapy, whatever ones you want to do. We also have a few other types of red light therapy devices. I have this handheld one that I travel with by Bond Charge. this is still just as powerful. This is a handheld one that I like to travel with. That's really nice. That has red and near infrared. There's also this Juve. So sometimes I'll come down here, drink coffee, read a book, and you can just turn this on. This is a really powerful Juve Mini 3.0. So it has red light, near infrared light. It has an ambiance mode. So if you don't want the benefits, you can just put red light on so it lights up your whole house, your whole room in red light. And this is really cool because you can control this via an app on your phone, and you don't have to mess with any of the buttons here on the side. You can just control that with an app. You can also set this on a timer for up to 90 minutes, which is really nice. But this is now, you know, red light, near infrared light. It's pretty powerful and it works really, really well. I like to just sit there in front of the red light and use that one. We also have a couple different red light therapy devices. This one is from Higher Dose. So this one is cool. It's a cap. So for hair growth, hair stimulation. And so you just wear that. And listen, it's big. I have a small head, but it's really not for looks or style. It's just to get the benefits of red light therapy. So you wear this 10 minutes a day is all you need to wear this for. But I've been using this and I really enjoy doing that. And it comes with this little charger pack here. You can just charge this and then just magnetically clips on there, and you just hold that button in for a second. And here's the thing, with all these devices, Higher Dose is no EMFs whatsoever, and all these other products are either no EMF or low EMF. And so you're not getting a ton of EMFs when you're using any of these devices. Now, speaking of EMFs, this is a PEMF mat. Not your typical EMFs like you would get from Wi-Fi or anything like that. This actually has a ton of health benefits. You use the controls here on the panel, but this is from Higher Dose, and you just turn this on and you can turn the heat up, and you can just lay on this, and after 60 minutes of warming up, this gets really, really hot. My wife can attest to it. She doesn't like it super hot. I like it maybe about 75% of the way up, but it gets really nice and warm. You get the benefits of infrared, so you can't see it, but it also has the PEMF technology in there. So you're gonna be put into a more grounded state. You lay on this for 20 minutes in the middle of the day. You can recharge yourself. You lay on this at night. It'll help you to wind down. There's 4 different settings for PEMF on there, depending on what benefits you're looking for. It also has ion, so you can get the benefits of all the ion, you know, kind of like your earthing. So just laying on this mat, I really like it, you know, after maybe a good workout, before a cold plunge, after a little bit of red light therapy, near infrared, you can just lay on this, maybe wear my red light hat at the same time. You do all of it. Guys, real quick, we're here in our storage room and I wanna show you what this is really quick, because this might concern you, but this is radon. And radon is essentially an odorless gas that comes up from the earth, and it's completely normal. But because we live in homes, and like I talked about earlier, how they're a Tupperware basically sealed tight, radon can get trapped in homes. And here's the crazy thing. This is the second leading cause of lung cancer, right behind smoking. This is crazy. And so our home is fairly new, and we had a passive system already installed. This pipe was already installed. So it was passively taking the radon from the ground and taking it up out of our home, so it wasn't getting trapped in. But we tested our radon and we actually had moderate to high levels, something that we felt was just a little bit unsafe for myself, my wife, and our newborn son. So we had an active system installed. And so basically they installed a fan that actively sucks the radon from the ground and pulls it up. And when we had our levels tested again, there was virtually no radon inside our house, whether here in the basement, first floor, second floor, third floor, it didn't matter. It was pulling all the radon out. And so if you live in an older house, I would definitely recommend checking your radon. You can get testers on Amazon. I'll link to the one that we have below. Highly, highly recommend. Like I said, it's the second leading cause of lung cancer, right behind smoking.
Guys, I wanted to show you this really quick. This is how I take care of our lawn. So we don't use any type of pesticides, herbicides, or any type of chemicals on our property. What we like to do instead is something more non-toxic. And this is still, you know, it's a backpack that you throw some stuff in. But what we include in here is a little bit of salt, a little bit of white vinegar, and some dish soap. And I dilute it a little bit with more water, but that's it. And so all you got to do is crank this, and then you just spray it on any weeds that you might have. And it's completely harmless to the life. If we spray it in the pond at all, it's completely harmless to the fish, but it kills the weeds. The salt and the vinegar help to kill the weeds, but the soap actually helps to bind to those weeds. And then within like 24 to 48 hours, they're completely dead, and it actually works pretty well. So this is what we do to take care of our lawn.
All right, guys, now the last place that I want to show you at our home, this is our outdoor wellness space. And so If you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you might see this wellness space that I have here, but basically it's full of a cold plunge, which is the desert plunge, the sweat tent sauna. We have outdoor gym equipment that we're slowly adding to, and really it's just a place where we can come chill, hang out, invite friends, family, hang out and do a little bit of wellness activities, do a little bit of contrast therapy, maybe get in a little bit of rebounding on our mini trampoline, and just hang out. It's a really peaceful environment out here, very good air quality, natural lighting. So we try to get outside really as much as we can. Lately, our workouts have been looking a little bit different lately with our son, so just trying to navigate that world. But really this is the space where we make a lot of things happen. I'll just walk you through a couple things real quick, but the desert plunge, I've had this for 7 months now, and I honestly really enjoyed this in particular. It's very low maintenance and it's incredible. It comes with its own chiller unit that chills it down to as low as 39 degrees Fahrenheit and up to like 60 some, 70 some degrees. It comes with a filter attached to it as well, so it's continuously running 24/7, basically just like a backyard pool would, but on a much smaller scale. And I come in here and hop in. I try to every day. I do that, and then I like to do a sauna a couple times a week. And so where I come out and sweat out any toxins that I might have in my body just from living life, whether eating sketchy foods or just living in modern society, I like to come in and sweat those out here in my sweat tent sauna. It's a really cool tent. It's a really cost-effective way to get in a high-quality sauna because it uses a wood burner. All that wood we have, we burn it in here in this wood stove, and it gets up to over 200 degrees. I've had it as high as 220 degrees in here. You need about 3 or 4 different logs, and you burn those, and you just sit in here with friends, family, hang out, sweat out some good toxins, spend like 15 minutes in there, and then you go over and do a little bit of contrast, hop in the desert plunge for 3 minutes, do that 3 times through, and you're feeling on top of the world. But you combine a sweat tent sauna with a desert plunge, a little bit of contrast therapy, and a little bit of rebounding. Here we have a Bellicon rebounder that I like to bounce on every so often. You combine that with a little bit of lymph flow, a little bit of sweating, a little bit of contrast therapy, and then you're doing a lot of the other things that we're doing, whether that's eating good food, breathing in good air quality, surrounding yourself in nature. That is the recipe for how you're going to live a pretty healthy, non-toxic life. So guys, that was our entire non-toxic home tour. I really hope you enjoyed this style of content. If you really like this and you're inspired to do the same thing as us, don't forget to grab that non-toxic home guide that we put together just for you in the description below. And if you have a little one, an infant, a toddler, even a child, or you just want it for yourself or somebody that you know, we also have that non-toxic baby guide below as well. It's completely free. I would love for you to download that and check that out. But be sure to hit this like and subscribe button because we have a lot of incredible content coming out just like this in the near future. And I'll talk with you next time.